Tiger tanks of the German Army's 502nd Heavy Panzer Battalion were covering the retreat of German forces from the Leningrad sector of the Eastern Front, following the failure of the Axis to break the siege of the great city and finally capture it. The 502nd Battalion had been at the forefront of the summer 1943 fighting around Lake Ladoga and around Neuville. In wintry conditions on the 10th of December 1943, the 502nd's tanks found themselves under heavy Soviet air attack, as waves of Red Air Force Ilyushin Il-2 ground attack planes relayed over the 502nd's positions, forcing crews to close up hatches and endure the constant racket of bombs and cannon shells. Sturmovix were able to deliver a variety of ordnance onto targets, including some tank-killing weapons like rockets and shape-charge bomblets, making them as dangerous opponents on the Eastern Front as RAF Typhoons and Tempests would become in the West, particularly during the Battle of Normandy in June to August 1944. Sturmovic's twin 23mm cannons could also make a mess of soft-skin vehicles, infantry formations, artillery positions, and many other targets. The constant strafing runs by Soviet aircraft were an incredible irritation, causing supplies of hot food and maintenance tasks to be suspended as the big Tigers sat in overwatch positions, the crews unable to get out or even leave hatches open for long. Among the tank commanders was a young officer commanding a platoon of Tigers, who was rapidly acquiring a fearsome reputation as a tank ace, Lieutenant Otto Karius, a slight man with the look of a university professor. Aboard his Tiger, the gunner Unteroffizier Heinz Kramer was completely fed up with the situation. The Tigers just had to sit still and take the Soviet air attacks. Kramer expressed his frustrations to Karius. Kramer suggested they shoot back at the Soviet planes. The only way to engage aircraft was to use the turret-mounted machine gun, but that would have involved standing in the turret exposing a crewman to enemy fire. The machine gun was also not particularly effective against the Soviet aircraft, which were known as flying tanks for good reason due to their heavy armor. Kramer instead suggested using the Tiger's 8.8cm main gun. It seemed a ludicrous suggestion, but under the circumstances, Karius gave his permission. The Sturmovix approached the German position along the same route each time. Karius moved the turret to line up on this bearing, Kramer elevating the gun. A high-explosive shell was loaded, for the Tiger did not carry any anti-aircraft ammunition.